Hey guys, Brendan from TAT here. Today I've got a Hyundai with a vacuum pump problem. So we've got a Hyundai iMax here. The customer called us up saying that they had the brake pedal go hard and it then came back to them and it all went fine. Now, they were good enough to notice that when it was hard, if they brought the revs up, the brake pedal would get a bit better. So straight away, we've got some symptoms there that are relating to the vacuum pump. Now, when it's turned up here, driving it doesn't feel too unnormal to me, but looking at the repair solutions on TAT gives us confidence to have the ability to quote something up for the customer even though we don't have the full effect of the fault there. So with these iMax or iLoad diesel vacuum pumps, they are quite a common failure point, and so the test that you can do on these is grabbing a gauge and looking at it. Now they will build vacuum usually, you can have them fail completely obviously, and we don't build that nice say 25 or so inches, but you can have them where they're just very slow to build, and it gives you a good idea of if the pump is worn. So that's what we've got in this case, and I'm sure at some point it struggled to build any vacuum at all when he really lost the brake pedal, but I want to show you on the gauge what you get when they're just worn compared to when we put a new one on there, how quickly it can build vacuum. So all we're going to do here is use a regular old vacuum gauge. Now I've taken it off, this goes to the vacuum pump, that goes up to the booster. Now remember there are other items that are in this vacuum system, say like the turbo actuator, so it's important that we check we don't have any leaks there, which we will do. But if I start this up and we're going to put that in there, we're going to check what vacuum we've got. So I'll get the gauge so you can see it. Now when I put this in there, it really fluctuates and it struggles to get there. It's building close to say the 24 inches or so, but I want you to watch how different this is going to be to the new one. When I get in there, it really struggles to build the vacuum and it fluctuates around a lot. Now while that's in there, as I said, you want to make sure, just a quick easy test, take the hose off the vacuum actuator. See how we've got a leak there, so obviously we can't make vacuum. I'm going to block that off with my finger, so I'm sort of simulating a good turbo actuator at the moment, and that is what we have on this vehicle, because when I put it onto the turbo actuator, it's good. So make sure you don't get a bum steer and just because you've got low vacuum, it must be a vacuum pump. Make sure there's no other leaks in the system. And in this case, we've got a fluctuating weak vacuum pump. So we'll get the new one on there and I'll show you the comparison. Okay guys, so we've got a new vacuum pump in there. You'll see on the repair solution there's a couple of tips as well, getting the job done so you can get clearance to get it out the back there against the firewall. So we'll come down, we'll take a look at what you should see on a vacuum gauge when we've got a good one. So I'm going to start it up, we'll take it out just like we had before. Now, if you come down on the gauge here, going in, you see a much quicker build up of vacuum, and we're getting to, what's that, call it 27 or so. It's actually hard to take out. If I go back in, you see, you don't want more than a second or so to build that vacuum, so it's very quick now, and slightly more vacuum, no fluctuations. So that's your ideal of what you should see. Brand new, good vacuum pump. So the repair solution helped us be confident to sell that vacuum pump there because, looking at it, might have been a little bit of toing and froing. Is it okay? I mean, it was making some vacuum and we didn't have the actual fault at the time. So if you want to join the thousands of members across Australia, New Zealand and the world, sharing knowledge, information and experience, get onto www.tat.net.au and sign up and join the community. Thanks guys.